From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. A shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school has killed 2 students and wounded 17 other people, most of them children. The shooter opened fire this morning through windows while the students were sitting in pews during Mass. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry angrily called for change.
And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church.
Investigators believe the shooter acted alone, and they're aware of a video posted online before the shooter died by suicide. The police chief says that video's been taken down, and investigators are reviewing it. Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc's office says he leaves Washington today with a sense progress has been made.
Dominic LeBlanc's office says the Canada-U.S. Trade Minister spent around 90 minutes with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick on Tuesday. LeBlanc's office called it a constructive meeting and said they spoke about specific proposals and items that have been put on the table. Negotiations about more technical aspects will now continue between Canada's ambassador to the U.S. and United States Trade Representative Jameson Greer. This week's meeting came after Prime Minister Mark Carney announced on Friday that Canada would drop some retaliatory tariffs in an effort to intensify talks to ease pressures from U.S. President Donald Trump's duties on key Canadian sectors. Kelly Malone, The Canadian Press, Washington.
Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says the government's on track to admit record numbers of temporary foreign workers. Ottawa had pledged to curb the number of arrivals, but has already issued thousands more visas for temporary foreign workers than planned. Poilievre says temporary foreign workers are taking jobs from young Canadians while youth unemployment is high. Nova Scotia firefighters are bracing for a difficult couple of days ahead as the province's largest blaze continues to gain ground. The fire in the Annapolis Valley has now grown to more than 82 square kilometers in size. Officials expect both fire behavior and intensity will increase. Canada's Natural Resources Minister says there's intense demand in Germany for Canadian liquefied natural gas. Tim Hodgson says he learned that through conversations with German business leaders and governments on his trip to Berlin.
They can buy cargoes on the West Coast and swap those cargoes for cargoes in Europe. And so German companies today are looking at buying West Coast LNG.
Meanwhile, Hodgson says the federal government's new Major Projects Office will launch this week, a key element in Ottawa's push to get things like LNG to market. More cast changes at Saturday Night Live. Featured cast member Emil Joachim announced he got the call he will not be back. His departure follows regular cast member Devon Walker and Canadian writer Celeste Yim leaving the show. SNL's new season premieres October 4th. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Toronto Blue Jays wrap up a 3-game series with Minnesota tonight at Rogers Centre, and the Jays are looking to avoid a repeat of last night's Twins victory. Connor McDavid says he wants to win as an Edmonton Oiler, but he's taking his time before signing an extension. The Oilers captain and NHL superstar reiterated his commitment to the club today in Calgary at a Hockey Canada event. Canada's Brooke Henderson thought about taking this week off after winning the CPKC Women's Open Sunday. Instead, she's playing in this week's FM Championship at TPC Boston to keep the momentum going.
It was such a huge week for me. I was very busy and just emotionally it took a lot out of me. So I would have been very understandable, I think, to, take this week off and rest up. But I knew this event was a great event and I was excited to have the opportunity to come play here.
Henderson's 14 wins are the most of any Canadian professional golfer. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.